So I think it's safe to say that we made it to the halfway point of 2025. So I want to create this little video talking about some of my favorite artists or some of my favorite projects that dropped this year. I do have a couple of hot takes and I clearly just wanted to share my opinions. Please don't get offended if I am talking about your favorite artists, whatever it might be. They're simply just my opinions. I don't want them to take any sort of weight to them. They're simply just my opinions and I kind of just want to talk about it, right? And if you like this sort of video, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching and let's just get right into it. So for our very first entry, we have January 30th with the release of Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd, which is rumored to be his very last album under the Weeknd persona. So the amount of hype that was surrounding this album and the tour was incredibly ridiculous, and I think it paid off extremely well. The album itself features a lot of very unique artists and very unique features, and a lot of different sounds that we haven't exactly heard of from The Weeknd before. So overall, really great way to start the year, and overall really great album I think from The Weeknd. And then finally, March 13, the album that Playboi Carti has been teasing for a very long time now, Music, also known as I Am Music, finally drops. It's been years of delays and it finally drops, and I don't know, part of me feels like this album has been delayed too many times to the point where the hype kind of just died down leading up to the release of that album. However, at the same time, I liked where he was going. There's a lot of different unique sounds, and I don't know if it's the best in terms of like Playboi Carti's discography, but I like the sounds, I like what he was doing, and I like him just being able to experiment with a lot of different artists, features, things like that. I never expected to hear Kendrick Lamar on a Playboi Carti beat, but it works really well. Things like that, I kind of just really liked a lot, and overall, I think the album was great. He did end up going on tour with The Weeknd, which is extremely weird as someone that did end up going to the tour. These two fan bases, I'm not gonna lie to you, are very complete polar opposites. I saw a lot of people that were like walked out when Carti was performing all that stuff, and I don't know, I feel like there could have been a better artist to like tour with him, but hey, they did work on some stuff together, so I guess it worked out. On June 5th, we have the release of Lil Wayne's The Carter 6. This one, I have a lot of things to say. I don't want to say it's a bad album, I'll be honest. I've listened to Lil Wayne growing up in like middle school, things like that in high school, so I wouldn't say he's washed. However, the beat selection in this album needs to be worked on. What up, though? All my niggas cutthroat, cutting head off, you looking like you. I don't know what the process was or the thought process was in creating this album, but if you'd had given him a lot of better selection in terms of beats, and I feel like this would have been a really solid album to listen to. So up next we have July 10th with the release of Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips. This one right here is such a 10 out of 10 album. With Pharrell production and everything, all the features just shine in this album. The fact that this group is still alive today, ever since like the late 90s to early 2000s to like now releasing projects in 2025, we're still having that unique like flow and like almost kind of reminiscent of like hip hop back then. It's such a great album, such a unique breath of fresh air out of like an era where like people are trying to chase TikTok numbers, stuff like that. It's just a great sounding album and something we need for this kind of like, I don't want to say generation, but it's definitely great for people that grew up in that sort of era, if that makes any sense. And then to finish up July, we have July 13th with the release of Jack Boys 2 with Travis Scott. And then we also have July 21st with the release of Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler, the Creator. These two albums are very unique sounding. I do have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to go into them with a little more detail. The first thing I can say about Jack Boys 2 is, what the hell were you doing? Can you please explain this? So I don't know if it's just me, or if it's just me listening to Travis Scott after a certain time now, or if this is just the Jack Boys 2 project, but we're getting to a point where Travis Scott just feels very similar compared to his old projects. A lot of his early projects had some sort of like theme going on, a certain like aesthetic or whatever it might be. Utopia was perfect, like that extraterrestrial feel. A lot of Ye influence there, but regardless, still great album. Astroworld also as well. My favorite, Days Before Rodeo as well. they all had captured this unique aesthetic that was cool, like almost like this built this world with the sounds and everything that you were heard, right? Jack Boys just doesn't have that same weight. And again, maybe it's just because it's a Jack Boys album, right? But I feel like there should have been way more, I don't want to say effort, but I feel like it's missing something that we haven't, that doesn't feel like Travis Scott, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to say this as careful as possible. And then lastly, we have Tyler, the Creator's most recent album, Don't Tap the Glass. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm extremely jealous for Tyler, the Creator fans. The fact that he's on tour and dropped an album doing like a small, like, I don't wanna say tour, but he's doing like surprise listening parties or just a party in general where people can just listen to the album, vibe, etc., all that stuff. I can't lie to you all, I'm extremely jealous. This isn't your typical Tyler, Creator sounding album. I don't want to say it's almost like a dance album, but you know, he's trying to experiment with different things, and the fact that he did this all on tour is kind of unique. And I can't lie, it's a great album, very different sounding, and overall, again, I have no complaints. Really great sounding album. That's all I can say. Before I finish this video, I of course need to talk about Bully, and I know for a fact I've been talking about this album for a while now. I know I've been glazing this album for a very long time now, and I just want to talk about it. Look, I get it. He said some horrible things. He is not the greatest person we should listen to, but cut me some slack here. I've been listening to him since middle school, and I know it's probably going to sound bad. It's probably going to have AI, but I really want this album to be great. I want this to be perfect. I want this to like finally just tell everyone that doubted him, show me what you got, prove it to me. I really hope this is the case. This video might age terribly, but I don't care. I just want to talk about this. I hope in September we can listen to it. We can actually hear some proper recordings. I know that's not the case. It's probably going to be AI, but let me just hold on to that small little bit of hope that I have for this album. Another thing I forgot before I finish this video, I did come across a video titled Exploring Kanye's Shanghai Concert Disaster, made by the channel Quarter Day Recordings. And yes, they do talk about this concert, yes, not in the positive way, and they did talk about my channel, a video, react to it and all that stuff, right? If you came across that video, I just want to say, look, thank you so much for shouting me out. I do appreciate that, first of all. Second of all, if you're gonna comment on his stuff from my channel, please don't send him any hate my way. I completely understand the criticism, and I think he makes some really great points. I completely understand that. Yes, I may glaze, yay, but at the end of the day, it's solid criticism that I think I should take, and I think anyone listening to Ye should take. He basically stated, like, you know, why give him a platform? He's saying all these things, and again, I completely understand that. I completely agree. Yes, it's not great. But for the people that have been listening to him since middle school, high school, elementary, whatever it might be, just like I myself have done so, I think you can, I don't want to say you can understand where I'm coming from, but I just want to give my 2 cents, be like, hey, yes, the Kanye we know and we once loved his music, from Family Business to Hey Mama to all that stuff. Yes, I know that Ye is now completely far gone, but I still, again, want to hold on to that little bit of hope that I have, right? That's all I want to say. If you ever come across this video, if you ever want to collab, let me know, and I'm down to work something with you. If you ever want to like talk about Ye or whatever, I don't know, just throwing this out there. I don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but hey, thanks. That's all I got for this video. I just wanted to sit down, talk about music, talk about the albums, and kind of just recapping the stuff that we had. I think so far my favorite project is going to have to be Clips. But the year's not over yet. There's still a lot more music to like listen to that's on the way and stuff like that. I just wanted to make a half point mark, basically talking about it, yapping about music, all that stuff. But thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, and I hope you all take care. Peace.